What is going on, shrimp cubers? This is Rob with flipaquatics.com coming to you with an update. Thank God, finally an update. So we have been literally so busy. And when I say so busy, I mean unbelievably busy. Which, huge thank you to all of you for all the support, especially through this whole COVID thing. And yeah, so we have a lot to unpack today. I'm gonna focus on our new building today, and then we'll talk a little bit about the other building maybe. I might show you a little bit over there. But today mainly we're gonna focus on the new building. We have a ton of new stuff over here, really cool stuff. So you guys sit back, enjoy the video, and we're gonna get right into this update. So we'll just start right over here on the wall. These are all tanks that are eventually getting broken down. It's really just overstock right now. We have some plants over here. So this is like our main building for plants. We have this new rack set up, which I'll get to that in a bit. But this is mainly moss. We got some shrimp over here, mostly just like miscellaneous shrimp. And then some awesome fizzins down here, which it will be up on the website soon enough. And then just some overstock on fish. These are the gold neon tetras. And then there's one endler in there that I don't even know how he made the jump. He came from that tank. But these guys are super pretty. And then oh, there's coolie loaches down here. Or not? Yeah, these aren't coolie loaches. So again, these are going up on the website soon enough. Just one of those things that it just takes time. And like I said, we have been unbelievably busy. And that's mostly just because, you know, the sales have been incredible, which huge shout out to everyone. We've been totally understaffed. We've recently just hired 2 new employees, so that's gonna help a lot. But I mean, you guys are just incredible as far as the support. These guys are getting treated right now. They had some type of internal parasite. They're finally starting to look better. And they had some bacteria stuff going on. These guys are one of my favorites if I can focus, the Achilles. It wanted to focus. But yeah, we've been doing a whole heck of a lot more with nano fish lately, which has been really, really nice. We've been focusing in on just the small stuff. So like these guys, we're now, we have a guy that imports them for us, holds them for our quarantine period, and then brings them right to us. And so it's been a really good system. These 2 tanks are literally just overstock as well. This is the moss. I don't even know what type it is. We usually just sell it as Java moss, even though it's not Java moss. It's some type of, I don't even know, some really unique moss. But it grows extremely well in our water. And we just have tons of it. So this we're growing out some more. Over here we have some different stuff. You can tell it's a different shade of green. But this is what I'm so excited about. So first of all, how cool is this? Sorry about the lighting. But Jeff and Mark came up with this. Now it's a little clogged up right now. But our moss balls, we had a problem that, you know, if we didn't turn them all the time, they would like flatten out or they would fall apart, or it just wasn't good. They weren't being as healthy as we want them to. So we made this whole cone and we literally blow water and air up through here. So it comes through and it's a little pump over here. But we just blow water and air up through it and it just keeps them turning. So it keeps them nice and round. And eventually you'll get like these little chunks that are floating there, and they'll actually just grow into more moss balls. So it's been a cool little thing for us. So shout out to Jeff and Mark for coming up with that system. But we're dosing this whole system. We got the CO2 injection going on right here. This is supposed to diffuse 100% of the CO2, which so far so good. We got our actual CO2 system up here. It's a GLA, Greenleaf Aquariums or Aquatics, I always forget. But this system's really cool and it goes upstairs. I'll show you that once we go up there. But yeah, this is really, really fun. This has been a system that has brought me a lot of zen in the last couple weeks. It really has. So you can see we got off on the CO2 for a little bit, so we got some algae on the tanks. But like these are Crinum calaminstratum, I believe. And we don't even have them listed on the website yet, just because we're so backed up on stuff. We got our sword tank down here. I love this sword. This one is one of my favorites. It's called a red flame sword. And then the green ocelot over here, same thing. It has like that same marbling. and then the regular Ozlet sword is over here. But yeah, just some really cool stuff. Water Sprite, always huge. So we've had issues getting in water sprites, so we just started growing it ourselves. So we literally have a tank up here, and then we have a whole bunch of pots over here, and we would plant them ourselves, or we would do this. We do a lot with foam, and so we would just, you know, bungee them up, or bungee up is probably not the right word, but we bunch them up right here, and then they sink to the bottom, and they just start growing. And you can see they're doing really well. But we let the roots take hold up here, and we let them just float at the surface because they get better CO2. You can see just growing like crazy. So that's been a huge help. These guys are coming to the website soon. We got in 2 different types of this. This is just a tiger lotus. We got it in just the bulbs, and it took about 3 weeks to get to where we are now. And then these ones we got in just as potted plants, which they're actually looking really good. And then these are something we're growing out ourselves too. They're still too small, so we haven't listed them. But Crypt Parva is extremely hard to get right now. And so we've just been potting it ourselves and letting it grow out. And so far so good. I mean, it's growing, it's doing well. I'm sure you can see the roots. They're starting. And then Rotala indica is another one. We just grow all this ourselves. It grows like wildfire. And there's actually a water sprite in here too. But this stuff grows extremely well for us. So we literally just bunch it up, put it in the bottom, and then once it gets too overgrown, we'll trim it back and plant some more. And it's just been a really cool system. But you can see like our CO2's finally dialed in. Everything's purling like crazy. Just some regular stuff over here. Again, here's another plant, the moneywort. We're doing the same thing with it. Just propagating ourselves. The Lewigia just growing like crazy. I mean, there's some really cool stuff. I won't bore you with all the plants because I know they're not as fun. But here's a shipment we got in. This stuff was looking so rough. So one little stem made it, and then this stuff is just starting to grow back. But it's just taking over. So we let this stuff grow out a little bit, and we honestly haven't had time to list it. So I'm gonna go through here. I'm gonna trim it all back and then make some portions. One of our new employees that starts not next week but the following week, he's going to be our plant specialist, and so he's going to be able to come in here, keep this stuff clean, and really make sure that our plant section is thriving. You can see like the valves are just growing like crazy. I think these are leopard valves, the valve spiralis. And so same thing with this. You could see like when we first got this in, it was all rough, and then it just started regrowing, and now it's like phenomenal growth. So once we get a little bit more growth on that, like all the ones up top are starting to get some roots on it, we let them float. We'll go through here, we'll replant it all, and then even this, the water wisteria is just growing like insane. And so another one that we're gonna be able to plant ourselves. We did all this one ourselves, or at least a lot of it. This is the dwarf sage, and some of it we bought, some of it we replanted, but like this one right here is one we replanted, and it's just going like insane. And then this is something I'm really excited about. This is a Taiwan Lily. We got this from my buddy Will. He brought us a whole bunch of plants of it, and I almost let it die, and then I replanted it. But as you can see, it's finally starting to like take off. So we're getting a bunch of little babies out of it. So I need to go through here one more time and replant all the babies. Like there's another one back there. And then we're gonna offer Taiwan Lilies on the website, which is, in my opinion, a pretty hard plant to get. It's a plant that I've always loved. And so Will, thank you for hooking us up with those. And then again, some dwarf lilies down here. We got his bulbs. They're finally starting to grow in. And then just a bunch of different plants. But look at these. I don't have any. Oh, I do have some Anubias. So we have our regular Anubias, which, sorry for the glass, I haven't cleaned this glass in a little while. We have our regular Anubias right here, which, let me do it from the top because that will give you a better representation. But our regular Anubias is beautiful, but then our extra large Anubias is just like wild, which this one and this one right here and that one aren't in stock just because they came in rough. And so we've been growing them back, so you can see they're melting. But yeah, so this system's coming along really good. Even our extra large Anubias Nana is absolutely huge, like, and I mean huge. And yeah, so it's been a lot of fun. You know, I really do enjoy it. I've been having a ton of fun with this plant system. I believe it's 24 tanks. I forget now. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 24 tanks, and it's just been so fun. So we're getting ready, probably in the next, probably after this busy season. So like come March, we're gonna build another rack right here, and then we'll have 48 tanks. So we're getting there. We're finally learning it all, and this whole system is pretty much empty. Just because we're getting ready for a new import. And then this is all new to you guys too. All these ponds, we set these up for breeding some fish and also for keeping our floating plants. But this whole side has been Caridina for the longest time. We're actually breaking this down, and we're going to use this for more neos. Just because we do not have enough room for neos right now. And so we're gonna be redoing that. But that's all coming in time. We have a whole pond of subwasser tang. Just unbelievable amounts of subwasser tang. Sorry, it's so hard to see in there, but literally this is like so deep. Like this is one little chunk off the top. It's just crazy. So, I mean, I love it. Then we got a bunch of FX4s. We did FX4s on all of them to get a good enough flow, and also just to make sure that, look at this. We got somebody fed and let it get on the surface, so I'll have to go through here and take all this out. Hey, that's a good reason to do videos. Just do a little walkthrough, see how everything's doing. But this is our Salvinia Pond, and so we grow a ton of Salvinia. Next we need to move the duckweed pond over, but guppy grass is another big thing that we sell, and so we have a pond of this growing out, which this is pretty low, and so we need to wait for it to grow a little bit more. I'm actually probably going to do some bunches of this and put it in the plant system just to see how fast it grows, and then we could just sell this stuff in bunches, which would make our lives a whole lot easier. But we still have the giant duckweed pond to set up, the regular duckweed pond to set up, and then the red root floaters, and then I don't know what we'll do with the other one. But I didn't even show you this. In the bottom of this Salvinia pond we have a bunch of N-class endlers, which we had on the other system that are from Jeff and his family, but let me see if they'll come up. Too hard to see. There they are. But yeah, these guys are doing really good. So hopefully we'll have those listed soon, and we could do a lot more with that. But I'm just gonna keep this video running. We got a cricket down here, so that's good. But I did do a lot of cleanup down here when I first got back. After being sick, and so it's maintained somewhat cleanliness. And then one of the new guys we hired is in, I don't know, he specializes in janitorial type stuff. That's why he's done his whole life. So he's really helped us become organized and kind of keep clean and keep us stocked on the like boxes and stuff like that. But now that I'm out of breath from walking up the steps, this is the back room, and you might be asking what this is, and I'll just go ahead and cue that video right now. This was a huge process. What is going on, shrimp keepers? We are doing something a little crazy today. If you look behind me, there's an empty store. This is Pier 1. They're going out of business. Basically what we did is we came in here, and they have a ton of shelving. We're getting ready to redo a lot of stuff, and we need the shelving. So we came in here, we gave them one price for everything, they accepted it, and so we're tearing it down. So I got my boys with me, I got T right there, and then I got Mark right there, and then Mike's coming a little bit later, Jeff's holding down the fort, Amanda's doing her stuff, helping with shipping and all that. And so it's exhausting, man, but how stinking cool. It's always fun doing this kind of stuff and just seeing the difference. So cool. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is just a little clip, probably for members only, but that's what we got going on today. So yes, we bought an entire Pier 1, which if you don't know what Pier 1 is, I guess it was like a decoration type place. I don't know, my wife loved going there, my mom loved going there, but they had these crazy cool shelves. And so I'm still out of breath from walking up the steps. Hashtag too many donuts. But yes, so this is just some of the shelving. This is probably like 400 shelves in here. And we're not even going to use a third of that. I would be shocked if we used 25% of it. But this is going to our front room, which is cleaner than it's been, but it has a lot more stuff than it's ever had. So these are all the uprights for the shelves. And then there's more shelving over here. We literally, I would say we probably have 600 plus shelves, and these are 4 foot by maybe 2 foot, maybe 3 foot, something like that. I mean, it's just, maybe 2 foot, we'll go with that. And then uprights, just tons of them. These are the bottoms of the floor. We got all this slat board, which this stuff's like $100 a sheet. It's unbelievable. And we got 16, maybe more, maybe like 20 some sheets of it. So we just got a phenomenal deal on the Pier 1. So it was just crazy. But yes, this is the chaos that is the front room. And I'll even talk about this. So I got these 2 tanks over here, which I've been dying to set up for so long, but we have been so busy. And then recently I picked up this beauty, which I shot a little video with me and Amanda, and I'll go ahead and cue that now. What is going on, shrimp keepers? It has been a while. I got something in my eye. But I hope you guys are off to a great week. We are not starting it over. I got Amanda with me. We are going to pick up something that you all are going to truly enjoy. So give me just a second. It'll literally be like 1 second for you guys, and you'll instantly see it. But in like 15 minutes, we're going to be there, and I'm really excited to see what this is going to look like. But we'll catch back with you guys in just a little bit. So me and Amanda went up, we picked this up. I think it was somewhere in Cleveland. We got a pretty good deal on this. I love 300-gallon footprints. So this is just an amazing tank. I mean, it's in pretty good shape. I need to build a new canopy for it, or at least make it look a little nicer, and then redo the stand on the bottom, just make that look nicer. But here's some more stuff from Pier 1. But what we're going to do with this is I'm going to have Amanda set this up. And this is going to be our nano display, so our nano fish. So we're going to do a really cool like nano community tank with like just tons of different fish. And that's what that's going to be. So I'm super excited about that. I'm excited about everything. Like, we have so many projects going on. Like, look at all these 20 longs. Oh my gosh. Shout out to Brian. Brian's our fish guy, and he's the one that does all of our quarantining for us and stuff like that, and handles our importing. But he drove around to like all of the, not the Petcos, it's like the Pet Supplies Pluses in the area, and bought every 20 long that he could find within like a 3-hour radius. So this guy literally is just phenomenal. So this is all going to be for our fish room expansion, which we are just getting ready to start working on. Excuse my dress attire. It's been a long week and it's finally Friday. But yeah, so we got 50 of these, 50 plus. There's some downstairs, and then he's delivering more today. So we're getting to this very soon, and we're going to really increase our nano fish offering. And then last, but certainly not least, look at this tank. This thing is 8 foot long, I think 2 feet wide and 3 feet tall. It is just a beast of a tank. It's a glass tank, so it's super duper heavy. There was a guy in Cleveland area, it might have been like Akron area. He put this up on Facebook that it was free. He said free, just come and get it. It had a leak in it. So we were like, it's got to be too good to be true. And he actually gave us a sump too, which is like a 100-gallon sump. So this is a 300-gallon tank as well. But he had this tank for the past 25 years. He's now 80 years old. This is the second time the seal went out on him. The last time he had it, he sealed it himself, and so it's been like 15 years, and then it broke the seal again. And his wife looked at him and she's like, "You're too old for this. You need to downsize, get something smaller." So he actually had this tank in a book of top 20 saltwater tanks in North America, and so this tank has a lot of history to it. So it was really cool getting to know him and learning his story. But literally, he just needed this out of his garage. He's 80 years old. He's ready to move on, do something different. And so he just wanted it gone. So we ended up giving him a little cash for it, just because he was such a cool dude and had such a cool story with it. So this tank has a really cool story now, and I'm excited to set this up. But I have no idea when we're going to have time to do this. But we're going to get to it. At least we have it. It's a beautiful tank. It's a monster tank, and we even have the monster sump for it. So really cool stuff. I mean, guys, This is my life. This is where I've been. This is why I haven't made any videos. I'm literally drowning in projects to do. It's been wild. So that's what's going on. Here's a little shot of my office. So I moved my office from the other building. Don't know if I made a video on that. We actually turned my office into a break room. And so I'm in the process for the past 3 months of setting my stuff up over here, which, you know, it's still in boxes, got nothing hung up. Priscilla, all your art's out here. I got more art somewhere in here. But like, this is all the art that's going up on my walls that I've been waiting to set up for so long. So I just need some frames and to get it up. Yep, this is my life. Looking at how long this video is, I'm going to do another video of the other building. I won't bore you with all the details of that building. Actually, it's not even boring. We have some really cool stuff going on over there. We're redoing the shipping room, making it bigger. We're redoing the Carradina room to make it more efficient. We're redoing the fish room to add more tanks. We have a lot going on. And above all that, you guys are supporting us like crazy. Huge shout out to all the members that have hung in there despite the lack of content. You guys are phenomenal. Thank you so much. Huge shout out to all of our customers for just being there. And an even bigger shout out to all the people that are listening to me talk right now. If you guys made it this far in the video, thank you so much for being a huge supporter. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing. You guys are phenomenal. Thank you so much. And without me running out of breath, because I haven't done this in a long time, we did hire 2 new people, which I told you earlier in the video, which means that my schedule should be freed up a lot more. So expect me to be back into some type of normal very, very shortly. So you guys make it a great and a blessed day. Thank you so much for watching the video. And as always, God bless. We'll see you guys on the next one. We'll talk to you later.